Hey guys, it's Chrissy Dreams back with another video. So, this story here is coming out of Chicago, and there's not a lot of good stories coming out of Chicago. Most of the time when I hear about stories from Chicago, it's always somebody dying from a shooting, somebody getting kidnapped, kids getting killed, and things like that. So, it says right here, 2 charged, 1 with murder and fatal shooting of CPD officer Ella French during traffic stop. It also says Hammond man charged with buying gun used to kill officer Ella French. So, wow. Okay, so, let's watch this video and then let's talk about this.
Police Superintendent David Brown says the officer still recovering here at the hospital continues to make incremental progress. Police say there are 2 brothers now charged in connection to the shooting. One of them, they say, is charged with the murder of a Chicago police officer. The family known as Brothers and Sisters in Blue flooded a West Englewood street.
She is a gem of this city, one we will never forget.
A cross bearing Officer Ella French's name and her department photo marked the spot where the young police officer took a fatal gunshot during a traffic stop turned deadly shootout Saturday night.
She was courageous, spontaneous. She was just an amazing person to be around.
Tonight, the man police say killed Officer French, 21-year-old Amante Morgan, is charged with murder and attempted murder. Police say Morgan also shot a male officer 3 times. His brother Eric, police say, was driving the car officers had pulled over for expired tags. Eric Morgan is facing felony gun charges.
This is the first step toward justice as we work to honor our fallen officer and her partner.
Not far from the spot where bullets hit 2 Chicago police officers, a surveillance camera captured this grainy video that shows a car stopped by police. Police sources say Officer Ella French and her partner both walked up to the car. Investigators say the officers demanded one of the suspects get out, and there was some kind of physical scuffle. That's when investigators say one of the suspects fired multiple times at the officers, striking both in the head. In this video, you can see someone running away from the scene. Neighbors say it was the driver of the car who then jumped the fence to get away from police. Neighbors say they tackled the man who was also armed with a gun, they say, and waited for the officers to take him into custody. That suspect was wounded by police.
Officers put themselves
An amazing person to be around.
Tonight, the man police say killed Officer French, 21-year-old Amante, a physical scuffle. That's when investigators say one of the suspects fired multiple times at the officers, striking both in the head. In this video, you can see someone running away from the scene. Neighbors say it was the driver of the car who then jumped the fence to get away from police. Neighbors say they tackled the man who was also armed with a gun, they say, and waited for the officers to take him into custody. That suspect was wounded by police.
Officers put themselves in harm's way stopping suspects like this so that we can all sleep safely in our homes at night. These are dangerous people who don't mind killing officers or people in Chicago.
Now those officers are holding each other, finding the strength to put on their uniform and keep working, while also mourning a young officer who loved the job. Police have still not announced any funeral arrangements for Officer Ella French. Both brothers charged in connection to the shooting are scheduled to appear in court tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, so they said the two brothers have been charged, one with murder and the fatal shooting of CPD officer Ella French during a traffic stop over the weekend. It said two people have been charged in a fatal shooting of 29-year-old officer Ella French, who was killed during a traffic stop in West Englewood Saturday night. Now, Englewood is, I think they said, is the 10th deadliest place to live in Chicago, and Chicago got some pretty rough spots over there. That's why I said, and not just me, but other people, I will never ever visit Chicago. And I actually really wanted to go to Chicago to taste one of those, what you call it, the deep dish Chicago pizza, but I won't be doing that no more, ever. This is so sad. They said her partner remains in the hospital after being shot. I think they said he was shot 3 times. Monte Morgan, 21. See, these guys are young. I mean, just to throw your whole life away. 21 years old. Is charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, and unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Eric Morgan, 22, is charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, unlawful use of a weapon by a felon, and obstruction of justice, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office said. This is so sad. You couldn't pay me enough to be no Chicago officer, so that definitely shows her bravery. She was very brave. It said, police said Monte Morgan both killed French and shot her partner 3 times. His brother Eric, police said, was driving the car the officers had pulled over for expired tags. So you see how simple this traffic stop was. Now they said that these 2 guys didn't even have a really bad extensive background, so I don't know why they would shoot these 2 cops like this. Probably because they had that gun that they weren't supposed to have. Because they saying that the gun, if y'all don't know what a straw purchase is, it's pretty much, let's say that me and you are, we meet up or whatever, and I'm like, look, I need you to go get me a gun. I can't get it because I'm not supposed to have guns, and I pay you to go get me the gun. That's a straw purchase, because I actually, in college, I had did an essay on guns and background checks and stuff like that. So that's why I know what it's called. But it said both are due in court for a bail hearing Tuesday afternoon, and hopefully they don't get no bail at all, because these 2 people definitely do not need to be out on those streets doing any more reckless stuff. Okay, it says this is the first step towards justice as we work to honor our fallen officer and her partner, says CPD. David Brown. Flags across the city are flying at half staff. The 29-year-old was remembered with the rising of a purple and black mourning flag. A vigil was held in West Englewood for her Monday night, the spot where she was killed, marked with a cross bearing her name and her department photo. She was courageous, spontaneous, said CPD officer Erica Hernandez, fighting tears. She was an amazing person to be around. It said first responders showed their support with another group of firefighters bringing a few boxes of donuts to Area 1 Monday for officers. A third suspect is in stable condition at Christ Hospital. Police said, yeah, because they said it was a woman in the car, but they didn't show her face because she's not being charged at this time, and hopefully she didn't have anything to do with this. Because these women are just as reckless as these men. And I'm going to share another story with you guys, too, why I said that. Because I know you guys are like, well, why are you saying that women are just as reckless? I'm going to share another story with you. Not today, but probably like, I don't know, I'm catching a cold now. It says police said the 3 suspects were being pulled over in a routine traffic stop Saturday night near 63rd Street and Bell Avenue in West Englewood when police said they exchanged gunfire with the community safety officers, including Officer French. Neighbors who lived nearby said they heard at least 4 gunshots. Let me get some water, y'all. So it says Officer Ella French shooting is biggest test of Mayor Lightfoot so far. Well, Mayor Lightfoot, I feel so sorry for you, girl, because you got a lot to do in your city, sweetheart. A lot to do. And I don't even think you're going to be able to even do anything. I mean, Chicago is just, it's off the chain. Okay, it says new surveillance video shows a car stopped by police on North Bell. Police said both Officer French and her partner approached the car and the 3 people inside. Investigators said the officers demanded one of the suspects get out of the car, and I think that's where it turned sour. Because anytime you tell a suspect to get out the car, expect the unexpected. That's when she told him to get out the car, she should have pulled the gun. I'm so sorry, because it seems like every time somebody tell a person to get out the car, they start getting reckless. I think that was the end. When she said get out the car, that's when the suspect knew what he was going to do. He knew he was going to kill her. But that's why I couldn't be no cop here. I will always have my gun out. And I know they be like, why you got your gun out? What? This is why officers have their gun out all the time. Because of stuff like this. Now it said there was a physical altercation and the suspect later opened fire, shooting both officers. Then a man in the front seat, who police said was also armed with a gun, ran off. In the video, you can see someone run from the scene. Neighbors said it was the driver, who then jumped the fence to get away. So he was tackled and they caught up with him. And that's her right there. That's Ella. It said French is the first female Chicago police officer killed in the line of duty since 1988. This is also the first time a CPD officer has died in the line of duty since Mayor Laura Lightfoot took office. So maybe they trying to say something. They ain't have killings like this, Laura. Let's get it together. Okay, so let's see what the mayor said. I think the mayor said a mother lost her daughter last night. Mayor Lightfoot said a brother, his sister, a family forever shattered. Another continues to keep vigil at a hospital bed, sending up powerful prayers, but no doubt fearing the worst. Officer French's brother also shed some light on who his sister was in a statement to the Chicago Tribune. He said, she's my sister, she's my little sister, and as much as I was there for her when we were growing up, she was there for me, and I was proud of her. I'm still proud of her. God took the wrong kid. That is so sad. And then it says right here, Hampton man charged with straw purchase of gun use and shooting. So they saying prosecutors filed federal charges against an Indiana man for purchasing the gun used in the shooting to kill Officer French. So, like, this Indiana man, I mean, I know y'all probably like, well, maybe he didn't know that he was going to do this. Let me tell you something. If somebody come to you to buy a gun off the street, you gotta know that he's not gonna be doing nothing festive with that gun. He's not gonna be doing no good with that gun, buying guns off the street. You don't buy no guns off no street. He should have known that it was something criminal behind that. Like, that's crazy. Okay, now it says the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives arrested Jamil Danzy of Hampton for allegedly purchasing the Glock 44 .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol used in a shooting. Wow. Which police said was in the possession of one of the suspects when he was arrested. Court documents said they believe that weapon fired the shots that killed Officer French. They said the ATF said the vehicle that the CPD officers had stopped belonged to Danzy, though he was not in the car at the time. A search on the gun showed Danzy had purchased it in Hammond in March. So yeah, he knew what was going on because the vehicle that they stopped was his. Now, they said that they found and interviewed him about the purchase and that he admitted he bought the gun to give to the suspect. He said, who he said could not legally purchase a gun due to a criminal conviction in Wisconsin. So why would you get him the gun? See, I told you he knew about it. He knew about everything. You see, I knew y'all was gonna say, "Oh, maybe he didn't know." No, he knew about all this. Anybody that's trying to buy a gun from you off the street, that's illegal. He knew all about this, and you gonna let somebody with a criminal conviction, you gonna buy them a gun? It said Danzy has been charged with conspiracy to violate federal firearm laws, including knowingly transferring and giving a firearm to an out-of-state resident, knowingly making a false written statement to acquire a firearm, and knowingly disposing of a firearm to a convicted felon. He appeared in court Monday and was ordered to be held in custody until another hearing on Wednesday. Now, they said a second officer remains in ICU in critical condition. Meanwhile, family remains at the bedside of the Officer French partner as he continues to fight for his life. Because remember, guys, he was shot 3 times. Now it says Ella French partner who remains in ICU has been on the job since August of 2014. Friends say he is 39 years old and married with a young son. So we gotta put our prayer hands up, guys, and pray that this officer makes it. He needs our prayers, and we definitely gotta send some prayers and some support to Ella French family, because oh my God, I know they're going through so much. But even though this is a bad, sad situation, guys, we need these. It's bad that these officers have to go through this, but we need these officers out here. I know it's dangerous and stuff, but we need these. This is the kind of officers we need on our street. We need brave officers. These are our heroes right here. People that go out there and put their lives on the line and they have family of their own. These are the people we should be looking up to. It says sources tell the IT team that the wounded officer has 3 gunshot wounds. 1 exited an eye. Oh my God. 1 lodged in the back of the head and 1 struck his shoulder. I'm asking Chicago to wrap their arms around our police officers today and encourage them to continue their great work in protecting all of us, Superintendent David Brown said. Yeah, this is definitely a sad situation. And but the thing is, we need these cops out here, as bad as it is, because we need them to protect us. We can't protect ourselves against these kind of thugs like this. It says Mayor Lightfoot CPD gives update after 2 officers are shot. It said daughter of first female CPD officer killed in line of duty mourns for Officer French. So did she have a kid? It seems she had a daughter. But I was reading something else that said she ain't have no children, so I'm not for sure. I gotta do a little bit more research, guys. But let's see what the mayor said.
Chicago mourns the loss of one of its bravest and finest. And we have another officer who is struggling and fighting for his very life.
I don't know why.
At approximately 9 p.m. this evening at 63rd and Bell in the 8th District, officers from the CST unit conducted a traffic stop. During that traffic stop, there were 3 occupants of the vehicle, 2 male, 1 female. During that traffic stop, the officers were fired upon. They returned fire. During that exchange of gunfire, 2 officers were struck. 1 offender was struck. We have 2 offenders in custody and a weapon recovered on the scene. One of our officers, both of our officers were rushed here to the University of Chicago Hospital, where 1 officer succumbed to her wounds. The other officer is currently fighting for his very life. We asked the city of Chicago to pray and for both officers, their families, their fellow officers who are struggling with the facts of this. As I said, this is all preliminary information, and it will change as the detective investigation continues to unfold. At this time, there's nothing further I will offer for the investigation, but just ask that everyone please keep these officers behind me in your prayers. It's just another example of how the Chicago Police Department and these officers put their lives above that of others to protect this city day in, day out. Selflessly, they go out here and do their jobs. Thanklessly, they do it without asking for anything. They do it because they love it. They do it because it's something a higher calling for them. And they do it because it's the right thing to do. And we ask that you keep them in their prayers and their family. And with that, I'll turn it over to the mayor.
I'll be brief. Obviously, our hearts ache for the loss of life. The officer who succumbed to her injuries was very young on the job, but incredibly enthusiastic to do the work. Had time to spend with her family, who was obviously grieving and distraught at the loss of life. As the first said, we must remind ourselves every single day. Our officers are fearless in the face of danger. They run to danger to protect us. We can never forget that. Never forget the sacrifices that they make every single day as we speak to protect people in neighborhoods, even in the face of violence. It's a very sad day, not just for the Chicago Police Department, and it is, but it's a very sad and tragic day for our city. There'll be more that we'll be able to share with members of the public as the detective investigation continues. We'll be out tomorrow. The superintendent will be back. We send him our condolences for the recent loss of his own mother. But as I said, this is a very tragic and sad day for our city, and pray for our officers. The men and women of this department deserve our support. They deserve our consideration, and they deserve our prayers every single day that they can return home safely to their families. Unfortunately, that didn't happen tonight, and our heart aches for the loss of life. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so as you can see, the mayor of Chicago, you can tell that she looked defeated. Like, you can tell she losing sleep, because just imagine all those shootings and killings that go on in Chicago. She gotta get up and go out there every day to talk to the community. Now, they said the pastor, Ella French, her partner, they said that his pastor at his church had a moment of silence for him during Sunday service, adding that he loved the community he served. It said the father was telling him, you need to get some rest. New Life Community Church Pastor Mark Job said, he said, no, I'm going to stay here as many days as it takes to not leave my son's side. So his dad is by his side. Now, it says, excuse me, guys. This marks the 27th time a Chicago police has been shot at this year, and the 11th time an officer has been shot. Irma Collins understands the laws as too well. There's an immediate sense of dread, of not again, of shock, of sadness, she said. Irma Collins is the daughter of Chicago police Irma, who was killed confronting a gunman inside a West Side school in 1988. Until Saturday, she was the last female officer to be killed in the line of duty. Your daughter was here to serve and protect, and now she'll be able to do that for you, not in the physical sense, but in the spiritual. And know that many, many people are thinking of you, and we love you, and we're praying for you, Collins said to the French family. So that was the end of that, guys. And I just want to say that I am sending a prayer out to all the Chicago police that put their lives on the line each and every day. We could never even know what you guys go through each and every day. We're dealing with these criminals and these thugs, but we definitely think, and I definitely think, all the cops in all states here, all the states, New Jersey, anywhere you live, Detroit, especially those real bad areas. We're always praying for you guys, because if it weren't for you guys, we would be in harm's way every day. We have to, get out of our heads of, defunding the police and just all that mess that's going on. And I really hope that that's dying down, because I haven't really heard a lot about it, but hopefully that's getting out of people's head, because we need these cops here. And we have to pray for them each and every day, because, man, they're in the line of fire right now. Just imagine what they was going through with that George Floyd. Now you really see. Now y'all can really see what those officers go through each and every day with the protests of George Floyd, and just the mad disrespect that they were showing to the cops. It was just so freaking disgusting. But if you ever wonder why, cops, some cops do they shoot like that, it's because of situations like this, guys. I mean, you practically had two people that were armed. And this is just because of expired license, expired tags. Come on, I had expired tags and I was stopped by the cop and nothing went wrong. I just applied with everything he was saying. And that's what you do. You don't get aggressive. You don't get an attitude. These guys, they didn't have no extensive background. I don't even think they would have been locked up. maybe she wanted them to get out of the car because maybe she, they know they had those illegal guns, so that's probably why this went left, because they knew that they had those guns that they were not have. They had illegal guns that they were not supposed to have. And when she told him to get out, he knew that she was about to, who knows what else they had in the car. He knew that they were about to search that car. Now, I don't know when the girl got in the car. She's not being charged right now, but they definitely need to investigate her some more, because you never know, she could have went with them to buy the gun. Because a lot of women, they try to act like they ain't do nothing. They try to act as innocent and be the main ones in on it. But guys, let's just pray for our cops. And, we gotta get this crime down. So hopefully, Laura Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, can, get something together where you can do more stings to get these guns and get these people that's selling these guns and going to get these guns for people. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, please like and subscribe my channel. I love you guys. Always thinking about you. Until next time, it is Chrissy's Dreams. Stay safe. Bye-bye.